What drives someone to become one of the most feared criminals in history? Tonight, we're counting down 10 of the most infamous serial killers ever known. These are the names that shocked nations, dominated headlines, and left investigators searching for answers. Some were caught after years of evading police, others hid in plain sight while living seemingly ordinary lives. As we move closer to number one, the stories become more disturbing, more mysterious, and far more notorious. And trust me, the killer at the top of our list remains one of the most terrifying figures in criminal history, a name that continues to fascinate investigators and true crime enthusiasts more than a century later. Let's begin. Number 10. David Berkowitz. Known as the Son of Sam, David Berkowitz terrorized New York City during the late 1970s. His crimes sparked widespread fear and led to one of the largest manhunts in the city's history. What made the case especially frightening was how random the attacks appeared to be. For months, police struggled to identify the person responsible. When Berkowitz was finally arrested, the case became one of the most publicized criminal investigations in American history and remains a major chapter in true crime lore. Number 9. Richard Ramirez, nicknamed the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez became one of California's most feared criminals during the 1980s. His unpredictable methods and ability to evade capture created widespread panic. People locked their doors, installed alarms, and lived in constant fear. The media closely followed every development in the case. When Ramirez was finally identified and arrested, this story captivated the nation and solidified his place among history's most notorious serial killers. Number 8. Aileen Wuornos. Aileen Wuornos became one of the most famous female serial killers ever recorded. Her case drew enormous attention because female serial killers are far less common than their male counterparts. The investigation sparked intense debates about motive, psychology, and personal history. Books, documentaries, and films later explored her life, making her one of the most discussed figures in modern criminal history. Number 7. John Wayne Gacy. By all appearances, John Wayne Gacy seemed like a respected member of his community. He operated a business, participated in local events, and was known by many people. But beneath that public image was a shocking secret. When investigators uncovered the truth, the case stunned the nation. The contrast between Gacy's public persona and his hidden crimes continues to fascinate criminal psychologists today. Number 6. Dennis Rader. Dennis Rader became known as the BTK killer. For decades, he managed to avoid identification while living what appeared to be a normal life. His ability to remain hidden for so long baffled investigators. The eventual breakthrough that led to his arrest became one of the most remarkable developments in modern criminal investigations. His case demonstrated how persistence and advancing technology can solve even the coldest cases. Before we continue, the killers ahead are even more infamous. We've already seen criminals who evaded police, shocked communities, and became household names, but none of them compare to our number 1 entry. A figure so mysterious that more than a century later, investigators still debate who he really was, a killer whose identity has never been conclusively proven. Stay until the end, because the story behind number 1 remains one of history's greatest criminal mysteries. Number 5. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer became one of the most widely known serial killers in American history. The scale of his crimes shocked the public and generated massive media coverage. His case raised questions about missed warning signs and investigative failures. Decades later, documentaries, books, and television series continue examining the circumstances surrounding his crimes. His name remains one of the most recognizable in true crime history. Number 4. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy remains one of the most studied serial killers ever. What made his case especially disturbing was his ability to appear intelligent, charming, and trustworthy. For years, investigators struggled to connect crimes occurring across multiple locations. His courtroom appearances and public attention turned the case into a national obsession. Even today, Bundy remains one of the most analyzed figures in criminal psychology. Number 3. The Zodiac Killer. Unlike most names on this list, the Zodiac Killer was never officially identified. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, the killer sent cryptic letters and coded messages to newspapers. These communications transformed the case into a national mystery. Despite decades of investigation, numerous suspects, and advances in forensic science, the killer's true identity remains unknown. The Zodiac case continues to fascinate investigators around the world. Number 2. H.H. Holmes. Often described as America's first famous serial killer, H.H. Holmes became notorious during the late 19th century. Stories surrounding his so-called murder castle helped create a legend that persists to this day. Historians continue debating which parts of the story are fact and which may have been exaggerated over time. Regardless, Holmes became one of the earliest criminal figures to capture worldwide attention. Number 1. Jack the Ripper. Our number 1 spot belongs to the most famous unidentified serial killer in history. In 1888, a series of murders in London's East End terrified the city. The killer became known as Jack the Ripper. Despite one of the largest investigations of the era, the case was never solved. Over the years, countless suspects have been proposed. Books, documentaries, and researchers continue searching for answers. More than a century later, nobody can say with certainty who Jack the Ripper really was, and that mystery is exactly why he remains the most infamous serial killer in history. Which case do you find the most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed true crime, mysteries, and unsolved cases, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next mystery.